This video is about a novel named Wise Children, written by Angela Carter. She was a legendary English fiction writer and journalist, figured in the Times list of the 50 greatest British writers since 1945. She wrote this novel when she knew she was succumbing to cancer. So, this was Carter's last novel, published in 1991. It contains betrayals, reunions, and ridiculous cross-pollination between two families. It is a 200-page novel divided into 5 chapters. Now, the novel follows the fortune of two twins chorus girls, Dora and Nora Chance, and their strange theatrical family. It goes on to explore the subversive nature of fatherhood. Here, Nora and Dora are rejected by their father, which leads to the illegitimate acts. The novel shows admiration of Shakespeare and Carter's love of fairy tales, and magical realism and elements of carnivalesque that explore and twist our expectation of reality and society. Here, magic realism is a literary style that combines the natural or realistic elements with the surreal or dreamlike elements. And carnivalesque means to challenge the authority, tradition, and rules. This is often done by breaking down boundaries of rules and order. Let's know the summary of the novel by first starting with the characters. Main character is Dora Chance. She is in her 75 years of age. She is a minor theatre and film star, also the daughter of Melchior Hazard and Pretty Kitty, but is believed by outsiders to be daughter of Peregrine Hazard. Next is Nora Chance. She is twin sister and best friend of Dora. Next, Melchior Hazard. He is a high-profile theatre and film star, popularly known for putting career before his family. Then, Peregrine Hazard. He is twin brother of Melchior. He raises Nora and Dora. He is an adventurer, explorer, and actor. He represents magic realism and the carnivalesque. Next, Lady Atlanta Hazard, also known as Wheelchair. She is first wife of Melchior Hazard and is mother of Saskia and Imogen. In her later life, she is cared for by Nora and Dora after her daughters push her down a staircase and take all her money. Next is Delia Delaney. She is also known as Daisy Duck. She is actress and second wife of Genghis Khan and also the former lover of Peregrine Hazard. She later marries Puck from the production of Midsummer Night's Dream. Next is My Lady Margarine. She is third wife of Melchior Hazard and mother to Gareth and Tristram. She is also known as Lady Margarine because she stars in an margarine advert on TV. Next character is Grandma Chance. She is guardian of Dora and Nora Chance. Peregrine suggests that Grandma Chance may have been Nora and Dora's mother, but Dora does not consider this. Next is Saskia Hazard. She is legal daughter of Melchior Hazard. By profession, she is a TV chef. She is cunning and ambitious. Has an ongoing relation with Tristram, her half-brother. While Nora and Dora assumes her to be the biological daughter of Peregrine Hazard. Next is Imogen Hazard. She is also a legal daughter of Melchior Hazard, twin sister of Saskia Hazard. She plays a fish on a children's TV program. Next, Tristram Hazard. He is son of Melchior Hazard's third marriage. He is a presenter of a TV game show named Lashing of Lolly. He is also twin brother of Gareth. Next, Tiffany. She is goddaughter of Dora and Nora Chance. Again, she is girlfriend of Tristram Hazard, with whom she hosts Lashing of Lolly. Also, she is pregnant with Tristram's baby. Next, Stella, a star-danced Hazard. She is mother of Melchior and Peregrine. She is seen as a Shakespearean actress. Her name is taken from a line in William Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Then, Ranulph Hazard. He is husband of Estella Hazard. Next is Changiz Khan. He is a film producer, producing a film version of The Dream, later described as a masterpiece of kitsch. At a point in the novel, he is engaged to Dora Chance, but the marriage does not occur. He instead marries Daisy Duck. Now, the other minor characters occurring in the novel are listed as shown. Please have a look at it. Now, let's start with the summary of the novel. We will be learning in chapter-wise format. Pay attention to it. Dora and Nora Chance are identical twins who spent their youth working as minor actresses. They were popular in their hometown, so they always felt like celebrities. Dora narrates the story in the form of a memoir. As the book opens, the twins celebrate their 75th birthday, and it is also the 100th birthday of their biological father, Melchior Hazard, who was a renowned Shakespearean theatre actor. Dora and Nora are his illegitimate children. Also, it is 100th birthday of his non-identical twin brother, Peregrine Hazard. The date, that is 23rd April, is also Shakespeare's birth date. Though, for saying Melchior is the father of Nora and Dora, but he forgotten them because they were his illegitimate children. Melchior slept with chambermaid Pretty Kitty during the First World War. Then, Kitty died giving birth to Dora and Nora, while the German airship Zeppelins were falling. Her landlady, Grandma Chance, took the children in as her own. There is some debate here as to whether she is actual fact the mother and Kitty was just a fabrication. Next, in this chapter, we learn about Ranulph and Estella Hazard, who are Dora and Nora's grandparents. Estella had an affair with Cassius Booth, and Ranulph ultimately murders Cassius, Estella, and then himself. Following this, Melchior and Perry departed on their separate lives. Melchior came to England and lived with a relative before running away, and Perry remained a wanderer. It is seen as both hold rivalries between each other. Then what happens is Tristram, son of Melchior by third marriage, arrives on their doorstep and tells Nora and Dora that his girlfriend Tiffany, also who is Dora and Nora's godchild, had gone missing after she appeared on his trashy television show Lashing of Lolly in a delusional state. Her restlessness was because of being pregnant with Tristram's child, but he was unwilling to take her responsibility. Naturally, Dora and Nora worry about her safety, but before they go looking for Tiffany, the police call around. They have found a body near a river, and the police believe it to be Tiffany. Chapter 2 reflects childhood and adolescence of Nora and Dora. It begins with Dora and Nora's 7th birthday. Grandma Chance takes them to the theatre to see a Nance musical comedy. Over here begins Nora and Dora's love with entertainment and culture. The show leaves the girls with stars in their eyes. While at the theatre, Grandma spots Melchior in the audience and points him out to the twins. The girls immediately form a crush on Melchior, and thus begins their inappropriate and unconventional relationship with their father. After the theatre, the girls return home to find a package from their uncle Perry. Inside is a present containing a toy theatre that girls preserve like a treasure. All this while the girls are financially supported by Peregrine Hazard. The next important scene is set in Brighton when the girls turn 13. Perry brings the girl for a family day out. There is a strange scene as it brings Perry's character into question. There is a hint that he may have a sexual relation with Dora. During the trip, the girls take a stop at a seedy back theatre and they are introduced to Gorgeous George. After the show, the girls walk with Perry when they see posters of Melchior acting in a show nearby. Their eyes tear up, and so Perry eventually takes them into their father's dressing room. It is in this scene that girls' fascination with Melchior becomes evident. This shows how unconventional the relationship is and highlights the theme of female prevalence through the absence of father throughout the story. But Melchior fails to acknowledge them, and because of this, the girls construct fake memories in order to deal with this rejection. The rest of the chapter is based around the girls growing up and their adolescence. Peregrine loses his money in the Wall Street crash of 1929. Now, this Wall Street crash is also known as Great Crash. It was a major American stock market crash that occurred in 1929 when share prices on the New York Stock Exchange collapsed. So, due to this, girls are forced to earn their money by dancing in the music halls. As the girls age, they become interested in the facts of life. Nora especially wants to find out about all of life's dirty little secrets. She also loses her virginity to the goose from her play in an alley. Now the girls eventually change their physical appearance and dye their hairs black. On Dora and Nora's 17th birthday, Dora asks Nora for her boyfriend for a birthday present. Dora loses her heart to Nora's boyfriend, yet she never discloses to him, but returns him to her sister. Girls also while working sleep with actors. They sometimes share the same boy by swapping identities. Anyways, for their birthday, Melchior acknowledges the girls by inviting them to appear with him in a musical venue to star in his Shakespearean play. Dora even dances with her father on this night, which is odd as they have never had a proper father-daughter relationship. This leads to the next important scene of chapter 2, the Lent house party for the Shakespearean play. Here, also Nora's boyfriend still continues to mistake Dora for Nora. The two again meet and have sex for a second time, while Nora flirts with an American film producer referred to as Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan leaves his cigar on the table in order to dance with Nora, which leads the tablecloth to catch fire. And nobody, not even waiter, notices the fire. As a result, the house sets on fire and everyone is forced to run outside. Dora and the boy escape from the window naked and continue to have sex even while the house burns around them. So, the end of this chapter depicts Melchior mourning the loss of Paper Crown, once owned by his famous father Ranulph and made by Estella, his mother. However, Perry saves both Nora and the paper crown from the burning brick. It is suggested here that Perry slept with Nora on this night. The theme of carnivalesque is also continued here, as the chaos and celebration of body part is continued. When the house is burning down, Melchior announces that he will take all his house guests, including the twins, to the Hollywood to make a film version of Midsummer Night's Dream, scripted by Peregrine Hazard, with additional dialogue by William Shakespeare. Now, the chapter 3 is very shocking and chaotic, just like the middle of a Shakespearean play. It describes the filming of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Melchior falls in love with Genghis Khan's wife, Delia Donnelly, also known as Daisy Duck. She is a very flirtatious woman who was flirting with Perry at the beginning of the chapter. Genghis Khan is angry by this and decides that he wants Nora to have his child. But Nora is in love with Tony, a young Italian, and so he gets Dora to marry Genghis in her place. Following this, a triple wedding is planned: Nora to Tony, Dora to Genghis, and Melchior to Daisy Duck. This triple wedding is again an allusion to Shakespeare, as in some Shakespeare plays there are prominent triple weddings. However, Genghis Khan's ex-wife, who has been stalking Genghis for quite some time, becomes jealous of Dora, and so she makes changes in her appearance to look like Dora, because she is desperate to remarry Genghis and will do anything to please Genghis. And this shows she is a woman who has bowed to the patriarchal society. She marries Genghis Khan instead of Dora. while Dora hides at the wedding by wearing a big donkey mask from the bottom in Midsummer's Night Dream. On the other side, Tony's mother decides that Nora is not good enough for her son, and so she puts marinara sauce onto Nora, and this marriage is also cancelled. Although Dora is not upset by this incident, later in the book we see that Nora is perhaps more upset by this. The dream of marrying ends and the girls return home, with Grandma Chance who arrives to rescue them. Then we are introduced properly to Irish, Dora's lover, to whom she values most. Irish is a writer and playwright and holds much similarity to Oscar Wilde. Irish seems to value Dora more than she does, because we see her sleeping with German teacher at this time. Irish is an alcoholic, and Dora seems to use Irish for an education she has never really properly had. Further, this chapter describes Dora and Nora alone after the death of Grandma Chance, and how Grandma Chance was their shelter and rest. So they are invited to the 21st birthday celebration of Melchior's legitimate twin daughters, Saskia and Imogen. Dora and Nora sees themselves as outsiders and unloved by both Melchior and Peregrine, as they nurture the legitimate twins, who are like evil sisters of a folk tale. It is clear by this that Nora and Dora hate them. Here, Melchior announces he is going to marry Saskia's best friend, who is playing Cordelia in his King Lear. The two sisters, Saskia and Imogen, then throw a massive straw and smash plates at trees and destroy the party. Melchior slaps Saskia and says he will no longer give them any pocket money. Poor old Perry is left heartbroken because he has been totally rejected and has his presents thrown back at him. This again is where Perry disappears, never to be seen again. It is later that night that Lady Atlanta falls down off stairs, and this happened after Saskia and Imogen's sudden departure. It is never told whether Lady Atlanta fell or was pushed, yet the end result is her being in a wheelchair for the rest of her life and living with Dora and Nora in the basement room of 49 Bard Road. In the last chapter, we come back at the party started in chapter 1, when Dora, Nora and the Lady Atlanta depart to their father Melchior's 100th birthday party. Along the way, Dora meets Gorgeous George from chapter 2, but he is now an old homeless tramp begging for money from the rich party-goers. Dora gives him 20 pounds, a note with the face of Shakespeare on the reserve, and then tells him to spend it on alcohol. At the party, Melchior finally acknowledges them as his children, but Dora and Nora are unsure of his certainty, as there are cameras and news crew everywhere. But they take Melchior's apologies with great pleasure, and they both melt into the child version of themselves, whereby they saw great admiration and love towards this mysterious man. After this, a few things become evident, and some characters unexpectedly arrive with extravagant carnivalesque entrance. First entry is of Daisy Duck, with trumpet players and Gambian dancers with Puck. Saskia's cake is then brought as she baked it herself. Then the party is interrupted by a series of crises, like Wilcher's confession to Melchior that Saskia and Imogen are Peregrine's daughter, not his. Then, before Melchior can cut the cake, there is a knocking at the door. Perry returns in a magical, mystical way from the jungle of South America, bearing remarkable gift that fulfills the twins' deepest desires. Not forgetting that he is presumed dead, Perry then releases butterflies, a butterfly for every person at the party, and produces a long box. Opening it, the lovely Tiffany steps out. She too is presumed dead from the chapter 1. So her appearance strikes tears. Tristram begs for Tiffany to give him a second chance, but Tiffany completely disregards him, much to Dora and Nora's pleasure. This is when Dora and Perry run off to the master bedroom and have sex. Dora asks if he is her father. Perry replies no, but suggests Grandma Chance may have been the true mother. So their entire affair is seen as an act of equal compassion. With this done, they find the cardboard crown and present it to Melchior, as it had been discovered that Melchior has been feeling useless in his age, and Melchior sees this as a peace offering. Perry then gives Nora and Dora two twin babies, stating that they belong to Gareth, Tristram's twin, who has been in South America. At last, there is a truce between hazards and the chance, representing a truce between legitimacy and illegitimacy, and the party culminates into a scene of laughter, forgiveness, generosity that exceeds even the joyous conclusion of Shakespearean comedy. Dora and Nora walk back to their house with the two babies and break into song and dance in the middle of the street. The novel ends with the important motif: what a joy it is to dance and sing. So that's it for the summary of Wise Children. Stay connected and see you next time. If you like my video and wish to support me, then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.